Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, the FAA says a pilot's reckless decision led to a helicopter crash that ultimately killed him and a passenger last year near Port O'Connor. What the FAA report says about why the helicopter went down. And video captured the moment bystanders sprung into action to take down a suspected gunman at the Kansas City Chiefs Big Game Parade earlier this week. More on the heroic action that saved many lives at stake. Plus, Trump's legal team grilled District Attorney Fani Willis over misconduct allegations as she took the stand in the election interference case against the former president. We have the story.
And we're all going to be singing Rain, Rain, Go Away today because it's going to be a rainy day all day today before that cold front arrives tonight. We'll take a look at that in the weather coming up.
It is revenge season for the Victoria East Lady Titans. I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 16th day of February 2024. The time is now 6:31 on our Friday morning. And today is No One Eats Alone Day.
Ooh, that's a good day.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat alone.
I actually like to eat alone by a window with Spartacus.
Yeah, I guess that is true. We do like some alone time when we eat.
It is nice, but maybe today is the time to send that lunchtime invite early, maybe before 10 a.m. and invite someone out to lunch. Why not?
It's Friday. Maybe go get some Girl Scout cookies because it's also Girl Scout cookie weekend.
Or if you're going to school, go sit with that lonely person at the end of the table.
Absolutely.
All right, Parker. Well, how's it looking out there? Lots of rain today.
Well, absolutely, Carolina. You are absolutely right. We're going to get lots and lots and lots of rain today. Great day to go talk to somebody that's sitting alone at the table. Maybe they're feeling down today because it's going to feel like some down weather all day today. In fact, y'all tuning in right now, look at a live look at Victoria where it looks actually kind of a little bit foggy out there this morning, and your eyes don't deceive you. That actually could be fog because our dew point just 2 degrees off that temperature. You got a 93. We're not at 95, but that looks like a little bit of fog out there. So that's all because of the rain that's out there right now. Looking at your radar right now, we are all getting some rain. Maybe y'all might be getting super lucky right there in Port Lavaca. But if you do not see a raindrop today, you should consider yourself extremely lucky and go bet in Vegas because we are all going to very likely be seeing rain today. And it's going to last all day today until that cold front arrives late tonight, right after midnight, maybe about 1 a.m. But if you don't like that cold weather coming with that front, good news is it's going to get nice and warm coming our way next week. Get up to the 80s possibly next week. Get a little hint of spring coming our way. But look at the future tracker here. Like I said, those rain showers are going to last all day today. Finally calming down a little bit tonight by late tonight before that cool front gets here. With those rain totals today getting up to probably 1.5 inches in some areas. Most of us seeing a little bit between 1/2 inch to 1 inch, but some areas could maybe even see around 2 inches. I would imagine those rivers are going to start flooding up yet again. But like I said, after that front passes through, we're warming up to the 80s by next week. And we'll take a look at all that and more in just a few more moments. Back to Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. Authorities have recovered the body of a local fisherman who drowned at Lake Texana earlier this week. Witnesses say they saw the man fishing off a boat dock pier on the lake on Monday. That same day, authorities say they found the man's vehicle abandoned along with his fishing gear. By late Tuesday, authorities concluded the man had fallen to his death and drowned. Authorities recovered the body of 64-year-old Tomas Gutierrez of Edna that following day. A pending autopsy report will determine his exact cause of death. The FAA is calling a pilot reckless this morning. They say his reckless actions led to the helicopter crash that killed him and a passenger on March 6th of last year. The helicopter went down as pilot Dr. Glenn Eady and Aracelia Cisneros traveled from Port O'Connor to the Calhoun County Port Lavaca Airport. The FAA report says the weather fell below visual flight rule minimums that day, and Dr. Eady took off in bad weather conditions. The FAA report says there's no record he checked the weather before takeoff. The report also says at one point the helicopter quickly descended to about 50 feet while turning back to the right, where it eventually hit the ground, destroying it. Bay City police want information on this man. 22-year-old Joel Lopez of Bay City is wanted for his reported involvement in a recent shooting. When arrested, Lopez faces a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities say this suspect should be considered armed and dangerous. Contact local law enforcement if you know the whereabouts of Lopez. Bystanders sprung into action as gunfire rang out at the Kansas City Chiefs big game parade on Wednesday. In the video, two people can be seen tackling an individual to the ground, pinning them down and repeatedly punching. Two police officers eventually run up and detain that individual. Police have not confirmed whether the person being tackled in this video was involved in the shooting. Authorities in Kansas City say 3 people are detained and under investigation. The shooting left 1 person dead and at least 21 others hurt. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis took the witness stand in the Trump, Georgia case Thursday. During testimony, Willis was defiant in some of her responses as attorneys from Trump's legal team grilled her about her relationship with Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor that she hired to lead the 2020 election interference case. Defense attorneys have described their relationship as a potential conflict of interest and claim Willis and Wade may have financially benefited from the relationship. This as Trump's defense team attempts to have Willis removed from the election interference case or the charges against him and his co-defendants dismissed. SpaceX continued a busy week with another Falcon 9 launch from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The company is carrying cargo for NASA and other companies to the moon. It will be the first American spacecraft to set down softly on the moon's surface since the Apollo 17 moon landing in 1972. The Intuitive Machines lander, named Odysseus, will touch down near the moon's south pole on February 22nd if all goes well. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is just about 6:37 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. We learn more about the candidates part of the March 5th primary.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in Washington. 2 juveniles are in custody after that mass shooting at the Kansas City Super Bowl victory parade. What police believe led to the violence, coming up.
And also coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your school bus forecast, followed by your weather and health forecast, and later on Sunrise, take another look at that cold front that's coming our way tonight.
Here's a look at what you can expect on Community Crossroads this week. We hear from candidates running for that Texas House District 30 seat. We also hear from Sheriff Marr and the University of Houston, Victoria.
We have our annual Jaguar Day, which is a great opportunity for students and their families to come take a tour of campus, see the dorms, speak to our amazing faculty and staff, get to learn about majors and degree programs.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're all tuning in with us this morning and looking at a live look at Cuero, where it is still raining pretty much everywhere. In fact, it doesn't look like it's raining, but I can guarantee you there's still probably a few raindrops coming down right now in Cuero. Y'all, about 61 degrees with that dew point just 3 degrees off, though. 91% humidity out there, so it's definitely a little humid. Right now with that 91%, not enough for fog, but you might see some on the road this morning. Please be careful with that fog. And even with the rain, looking at the radar, like I said, pretty much all of us are seeing some rain right now. I don't know why it didn't look like it was raining in Cuero, because it definitely is. But if you're sending your kiddos out the door this morning, it's going to be about 64. Definitely want to pack them that umbrella, because it's going to be raining all day today. Finally cutting off by late tonight. Only getting up to about 67 this afternoon with those showers still hanging on. But look at your weather and health forecast here. Mold is going to be high today. That risk for mold is high because of all that humidity in the air. But the tree pollen is also high today. So please make sure, it might be a good idea to take an allergy pill, because I've had sniffles all morning. But coming our way next week after that front, we are warming to the 80s. And we'll take a look at that and more in just a few moments. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. The East Ladies looking for a little revenge as they get ready for their area round playoff game today. Here's sports reporter Zach Brown.
To the area round for girls basketball we go, and for the Victoria East Lady Titans, it is get back season. They will play Veterans Memorial Brownsville at Alice High School later on tonight. And the reason why it is get back season is because last year they lost to the same team in the same round in the same gym. It was a tough 5-point loss, but the Lady Titans have returned most of their players and they feel a lot better this time around.
We've been working hard all season, and we know exactly what we needed to do from last year that can help us get better. We know we had to get better defensively, and one thing we need to work on is man, which we've been working on all season to get to this point right here. We're a better team this year than we were last year, and we know exactly what we need to do.
We're not the same team that we were last year, and I feel like also these kids now, they're a year older, they have a little bit more experience, and so I think that they're motivated and confident that we're going to do all we can to try to win the game.
A big talking point was how much better defensively they were. As I said, tip-off for that game later this evening at 6 p.m. And in Cuero, the boys had a basketball game. It was a play-in game against Fox Tech, a game they had to have. Well, they handled business last night. The Cuero Gobblers are going to the postseason, beating the Fox Tech Buffalo 71-43. The boys really heating up as they get ready for the postseason. And we'll have highlights and scores and updates for all of our area round girls later tonight on 25 News Now at 6 and 10. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
Thank you, Zach. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Now to the horrific mass shooting at the big game celebration in Kansas City. Authorities say it may have all started from a personal dispute. New video shows the harrowing moments. Gunfire erupted and panic ensued. One person was killed and several others hurt. At least half were children.
This morning, authorities say the deadly mass shooting at the end of the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade started as a personal dispute that exploded into violence. 2 juveniles are in custody.
Preliminary investigative findings have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism.
1 person was killed and more than 20 others wounded, where at least half of them were children under the age of 16. The youngest injured just 8 years old. One father, Jacob Gooch, was caught in the gunfire.
I see smoke coming out of my ankle, people rushing me. I turned to try to start running, and I collapsed to the ground because obviously I couldn't run, had been shot through my ankle.
His girlfriend and one of his sons also shot, all recovering now from injuries to the feet and legs.
I couldn't help get our kids, and that killed me. I had to sit there and just wonder what was going to happen next.
2 men seen in this video praised by police for taking down one of the suspects.
I didn't hesitate. It was just do it.
The shooting happened despite the presence of more than 800 police officers in the area. First responders were nearby to quickly help the wounded. And last night, a vigil for 43-year-old Lisa Lopez Galvin. Many, including her brother, mourning the mother of 2 and local radio host.
This is another example of a real loving, real human whose life was taken tragically with a senseless act.
Some security experts are raising the question whether 800 officers were enough, saying it's likely the public will see increased security at events like this as law enforcement makes changes in response to mass shootings. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
4 candidates are on the Republican primary ballot for Victoria County Commissioner of Precinct 3. Shannon Martin recently retired from the Victoria Fire Department as interim chief. He's a Victoria native. Martin joined the Victoria Fire Department in 1987. He hopes to bring a strong work ethic to Commissioner's Court.
I will give the taxpayers not only what they deserve, but I'll give the taxpayers what they're paying for in that position.
There are a total of 4 Republican primary candidates running for County Commissioner Precinct 3. Along with Shannon Martin, you have Marcus Salinas, Brad Tucker, and James Sitterholtz. Monday on 25 News Now at 5, we'll have 2 Democratic Party primary candidates running for District 27. Don Brubaker will interview Tanya Lloyd and Anthony Tristan live in studio. We hope that you'll join us. Then on Tuesday, we'll have incumbent Congressman Michael Cloud of District 27. 3 other people are on the primary Republican ballot, including Chris Mapp, Scott Mandel, and Luis Espandola. Congressman Cloud has previously served on the Texas State Executive Republican Committee and was chairman of the Victoria County Republican Party. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, do you think Michael Cloud will be re-elected? We're just in the primaries right now and then the generals in November, but we want to know, do you think he will be re-elected? Okay, let's take a look. 35% of you say yes. That's up from the last couple half hours. And 65% of you say no, you have your doubts. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The time is now 6:46 on our Friday morning. Still to come, if you filled up your gas tank this week, you probably noticed it cost you a little more. Okay, it is time to celebrate some birthdays. All right, we want to wish a very happy birthday to Michael. Michael, happy birthday.
And a big happy birthday to Dan, who is the greatest father in the world and the greatest granddad. A big happy birthday and a big I love you from your grandkids and your children.
All right, and happy birthday to Noah and Andrew. Your birthday weekend is about to start. Happy birthday, we love you.
And a big happy birthday to The Weeknd, the celebrity himself, turning 34 today. Happy birthday.
Love him and Ariana Grande on that duet.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good. And also a big happy birthday to my mom, who's having a birthday this weekend as well. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now after sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com. Click on more, and under home, we see KVU to submit your birthday.
All right, the time is now 6:47 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday, Michelle. And all of you that are celebrating today and this weekend.
Yes, happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. It's going to be a rainy day all day today, and that actually leads us to today's weather poll. Today's weather poll asks, how do you stay dry in the rain? Let's take a look what y'all saying. About 26% of y'all say y'all like to use an umbrella to stay dry. I'm right there with y'all. Mine's over there in the corner. I need to bring it over here so I can show y'all. 10% of y'all say you like to use a rain poncho. It's pretty cool. I like this. I like those rain ponchos. About 35% of y'all, majority of y'all say jacket and a hat. That could be just like a hoodie or a cowboy hat or even just a little ball cap or something like that. 17% of y'all say stay inside, and 12% of you are begging it to stop. And I'm right there with you. We're going to be begging it to stop all day because it's going to rain all day. But to vote on today's weather poll and future weather polls, go to crossroadtoday.com/vote-weather to participate and see what everybody else says as well. Now, like I said, looking at that radar right now, I don't think I have to say anything. I think you know that you're getting rain this morning because all of us are getting rain. But yesterday we got up to 77 degrees. It was fantastic. I undershot the high temperature, 5 degrees. That's all right though, because today with that rain cool air, we're going to be only getting up to 67. Going to be a much cooler day today. In fact, you could actually see the cold front coming our way right up there in North Texas, which is going to drop us to some chilly temperatures over the weekend. You can see that cold front coming our way out of the north by tonight, by around midnight. 1 a.m. is when it's coming through and getting us to a high of 50 tomorrow, and your low temperature tomorrow morning starting out in the 40s, about 44 degrees. But if you don't like that cold weather coming our way next week, folk, we've got a hint of spring where we're getting to the 80s, and we'll take a look at that more in just a few more moments. Back to Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. If you filled up your gas tank this week, you probably noticed it cost you more. The price of a gallon of gas went up 12 cents over the past week to reach a national average of $3.27. That may have come as a bit of a shock since prices haven't moved more than a few cents over the past few months. The good news is the reason should only be temporary. Highly influencing prices right now is the shutdown of a massive BP refinery in Indiana. It's been offline for more than 2 weeks due to a power outage. It should be fixed soon, and then gas prices will likely go back to moving at a more predictable pace. Ozempic and Mounjaro, two wildly popular diabetes medications also used for weight loss, got pricier this year. So did about 900 other brand name medications. That's from 46 Brooklyn, a nonprofit drug pricing analytics firm. Specifically, Novo Nordisk boosted the listed price of Ozempic by 3.5% to $969 for a month's supply. The company said it increases the list prices of some medications each year based on changes in the healthcare system, inflation, and market conditions. Meanwhile, Eli Lilly raised the listed price of Mounjaro by 4.5% to $1,069 for a month's supply. Neither company hiked the listed prices of their versions of the same drugs approved by the FDA to treat obesity. For obesity, they go by the brand names Wegovy and Zepbound. Employers and commercial insurers are more likely to cover drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro when prescribed for diabetes. But many don't cover medications like these for weight loss. Neither do Medicare nor most state Medicaid programs. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. An Amber Alert issued last night out of Livingston. An Amber Alert issued last night out of Livingston. 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham was last seen at 7 o'clock Thursday morning. She is 4'1" with blonde hair. Audrey was last seen wearing a black hoodie with white lettering, camo backpack, black pants, and black high-top tennis shoes. Call 911 if you have any information. An Amber Alert is issued for a 12-year-old girl who was last seen in Waxahachie on Wednesday. Authorities say Tanya Jackson left her home in Waxahachie at about 10 a.m. Wednesday. Police say it is unknown what she was last wearing, but she goes by the nickname Tay Tay. Authorities are working to track down leads from a cell phone that Jackson left behind. Call 911 if you have any information. Over a week ago, Wharton police arrested Waynard Austin on 7 felony warrants. Shortly after, Austin escaped from custody in handcuffs. Austin remains at large, last seen wearing a black hoodie, blue jeans, and white shoes. If you see him, contact 911. Wharton police say Austin is not a threat to public safety. One person was killed and an officer was hurt following a shooting in downtown Battle Creek, Michigan on Thursday. Officers responded to the Cafe Rica coffee shop shortly before 4 p.m. for a report of a suspicious person. During the response, a female officer was shot during a physical altercation with a suspect. The officer was shot in the leg and was taken to a local hospital where she is expected to recover. Another officer responding to the call shot the suspect and stopped the altercation. The suspect received medical treatment at the scene but died from his injuries. Presidential hopeful Nikki Haley's request for U.S. Secret Service protection was approved by a congressional advisory committee. The committee made its decision based on the seriousness of the threats against her and her strength in national polling. Haley's campaign asked for a Secret Service detail after she received increased threats upon emerging as the final challenger to former President Donald Trump for the Republican nomination for president. The committee's decision is the first step in determining whether the security detail will go into place. The Secret Service protects major candidates for president, but it is up to the Homeland Security Secretary to determine who qualifies as a major candidate. Hallettsville City Council approved a bond election at its Monday night meeting. The Hallettsville Herald Tribune reports the bond election will be Saturday, May 4th, and the bond is for $6 million, which will be used to repair declining streets. The city election will also be held May 4th, with 3 council members up for re-election. All right, Parker, looks like those bike riding days have passed because it is going to rain all day. Is it going to go into Saturday too?
Yeah, it's going to be raining all day today, Carolina, but the riding weather returns next week when we warm up. But looking at it right now, we're looking live at Port Lavaca where, yes, even down on the coast, all of us are seeing some rain this morning, about 66 degrees. Doesn't say it's raining, but I promise it is. Dew point is 64, just 2 degrees off though. Also a little bit humid out there this morning. Some of us could see a little light fog out there in combination with the rain. Like I said, all of us seeing some drops of rain out there this morning. But the good news is that rain will be out of our area by late tonight before a cold front comes our way by midnight into 1 a.m. In fact, looking at your rain totals for today, we could see a solid 1.5 inches in some areas, while most of us are seeing 1/2 inch to 1 inch. But like I said, that cold front coming our way by midnight tonight, bringing us to some chilly temperatures this weekend, getting up to only 50 tomorrow and near freezing in low elevations on Sunday morning before we warm up next week.
I'm gonna wear some sweaters. Thank you, Parker.
Oh yeah, sweaters this week and then short sleeves next week.
All right, well, thank you, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful start to your weekend. Remember, follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, for all those weather updates, those news updates, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.